In the fast-paced and often turbulent world we live in, it's easy to forget that happiness isn't a distant destination but a journey that each of us can choose to embark on. When we face hardships, loss, and struggles, it's tempting to get caught up in the whirlwind of sorrow and despair. However, what we often forget is that true happiness lies within us, and it comes from the way we choose to respond to life's challenges. The first lesson in our quest for happiness is understanding that happiness is not something we can find externally. It isn't found in wealth, material possessions, or external achievements. True happiness comes from the small, everyday moments in life, from human connections, from gratitude, and from our ability to find peace in what we already have. The second lesson is about acceptance. Every day brings its own challenges, but rather than avoiding or blaming our circumstances, we have the choice to face them head-on and learn from them. These trials shape us into more resilient, compassionate individuals who are better equipped to take care of ourselves and those around us. Lastly, there's the lesson of joy. In our busy, often overly serious lives, we sometimes forget that a simple smile, a moment of laughter, can transform an entire day. Joy is a powerful force that can heal, connect, and uplift, and it's this very message that today's story aims to convey. The story of the three happy monks will guide you deeper into these profound lessons and open a door to discovering peace and joy within your own life. Join me on this journey of learning, exploring, and unlocking the inner strength that can help us overcome any obstacle, while spreading love and happiness to others. If you enjoy stories that provide deep, meaningful life lessons, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on the valuable content coming your way. Let's share these lessons with our loved ones and build a community of love and happiness together. The Tale of Three Joyful Seekers. The beginning of a journey, seeking happiness within. In the heart of a lush, serene valley, nestled among the foothills of ancient mountains, there lived three wise men. Known far and wide as the seekers of joy, these men were admired not only for their deep wisdom but for the joy they exuded, seemingly without effort. Their laughter could often be heard before they were seen, a symbol of the happiness that radiated from their hearts. Their names were Arvid, Lyra, and Kai. Each of them had come from different walks of life. Yet their paths had converged on a single, universal truth: happiness resides not in external things but within the heart. The villagers who lived nearby were drawn to these three men. They marveled at their ability to laugh even in the face of life's hardships. The seekers were often invited into homes, where they shared meals, exchanged stories, and offered advice. The villagers had many questions about how they could achieve the same sense of peace and joy. "What is your secret?" they would ask. But the seekers would only smile and laugh. A response that was both mysterious and comforting. Their laughter was more than just a sound, it was a reminder that happiness is not a distant, unattainable goal but a present reality, available to anyone who chooses to embrace it. One day, a group of weary travelers arrived in the village. They were not from the village itself but had journeyed from a distant town, searching for answers to their despair. They were burdened with sorrow, grief from personal loss, fatigue from their struggles, and an overwhelming sense of hopelessness. Having heard of the seekers of joy and their ability to find happiness amidst adversity, the travelers came with the hope that these wise men could provide a solution to their suffering. When the travelers arrived at the seekers' humble abode, they shared their woes. "We've lost loved ones," one traveler said. "Our lives are filled with pain and emptiness, and no matter how hard we try, we cannot find peace. Can you show us how to find happiness again?" The three seekers listened quietly, their faces filled with understanding. They did not immediately offer answers, as they had learned that true wisdom comes not from giving solutions, but from allowing people to find their own answers. And so, in the silence of the moment, the seekers began to laugh. At first, the laughter was quiet, almost meditative. But soon, It grew louder, more contagious. Arvid's laughter rang out first, followed by Lyra's soft giggles, and finally, Kai's deep, rich laugh that echoed through the room. The sound of their joy was so genuine and filled with warmth that, despite their initial confusion, the travelers found themselves smiling, if only a little. But then, the travelers were taken aback. "How can you laugh in the face of such pain?" one traveler asked. The words filled with disbelief and frustration. "We came seeking wisdom, and you mock us with your laughter?" Arvid stopped laughing for a moment and looked at the travelers with gentle eyes. "We do not mock you, dear friends," he said quietly. "We laugh because we have forgotten to laugh at ourselves. We laugh because, in the depths of our grief, we remember that happiness is not something we must search for, it is something we must rediscover within ourselves." Lyra nodded in agreement. "We have all faced sorrow in our lives," she said. "But through our laughter, we have come to realize that true happiness is not a state we can attain by looking outside ourselves. It is a state of being that resides in our hearts, waiting for us to remember it." Kai, ever the thoughtful one, added, "We are not happy because life has given us everything we want. We are happy because we have learned to appreciate what we already have, the small moments, the fleeting joys, the simple beauty of life. Happiness comes when we choose to focus on what is good, on what we are grateful for." The travelers were quiet for a long time. Their hearts, heavy with grief, began to lighten as they took in the seeker's words. It was true, they had been looking for happiness in all the wrong places. They had believed that happiness was something external, something that could be bought or earned. But the seekers showed them that happiness is a choice, a perspective, a way of being. It is not the absence of suffering, but the ability to find joy despite it. As the travelers sat with the seekers, they learned that life is a delicate balance of joy and sorrow. There would be times of darkness, moments when the weight of the world seemed too much to bear. But there would also be moments of light, moments when they could choose to focus on the beauty around them. The love in their lives, the small, precious moments that make life worth living. The journey of life is not about escaping pain, Lyra explained. It is about learning how to dance with it. To embrace it without letting it define us. Life is always in flux, always changing. Happiness is not something we find once and for all, it is something we cultivate each day. In each moment. The travelers left the seekers' home feeling lighter, as though a weight had been lifted from their shoulders. They had come searching for answers, but what they received was a new way of seeing the world, a new way of living. They realized that they had been waiting for the perfect moment to be happy, but happiness was something they could choose at any time. As the seekers of joy continued their travels, they carried with them the knowledge that happiness is not something to be found, but something to be nurtured. They spread this message wherever they went, touching the lives of countless people. And through it all, they never stopped laughing, laughing not because life was always easy, but because they had learned the secret that had eluded so many: happiness is always available to us, if we choose to embrace it.